Hey, Shalom. First and foremost, we give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Rakadash, the bounce of the apostles, GMS, Ruel, so on to the fifth of continue doing the work of the Lord. Alright. Excuse me. So, Lord willing, let's make a little quick little land back video. Apostle Tahar made a video going into we will receive power, it'll be overwhelming power. Speaking about that movie, Superman. I guess he just watched it. I watched it when it came out. This was a good Superman. This, I'm not, you know, I'm a Superman fan, but I'm not like crazy. I don't think I watched all the Superman movies. I know I watched parts of it, clips and shit like that. I gotta, watch them all. But Superman, he is one of my favorite superheroes, like at least in DC, Superman, Flash. But all that's really just spiritual, especially Superman, Flash. They really straight from the scriptures, and pretty much like the elder Apostle Tahar said, he got pretty emotional, which is cool because I remember the last time I got emotional, crying and shit. It is what it is. It's this shit real, bro. We in this truth, and us brothers, the very very few sisters that endure this truth, we go through a lot of shit, man, and we got to stay strong. You see what I'm saying? And sometimes you get a little overwhelmed, and sometimes it's good really to let the tears out. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes you just got to. You know what I'm saying? Jake. We hurt. We all hurt. Each and every single brother. I don't want to look at another brother like, oh, he ain't really going through shit. I mean, of course, there's levels to it. Like, of course, like the apostles, they go through heavier demons. You know what I'm saying? But each brother, they all got demons fucking with them. Everybody getting fucked with one way or the other, man. You know what I'm saying? So, it happens. But yeah, man, that was beautiful, man. That was a powerful saying. He said, he watched that scene. I think it was the beginning scene when Superman got his ass beat. You know what I'm saying? And two people hated on this movie. I loved it, man. It was a good movie. I'm gonna have to watch it again. It was a great movie. You know what I'm saying? Because you had some people complaining, oh, Superman was getting his ass beat. Well, that's real. I mean, what the fuck? And I guess in this movie, I think he was kind of new to being Superman, so I mean, of course he's gonna fucking get his ass beat. You know what I mean? I remember as a kid, it's like I'm just flowing through the spirit. You know what I'm saying? But I remember as a kid, I used to love Ninja Turtles. You know what I'm saying? I used to hate these episodes when they lose and get their ass beat. I used to hate that shit. But now I understand it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's just real shit. As a hero, you're gonna lose. You're gonna lose battles. You're gonna fall. Like the scripture says, you're gonna fall 7 times, but you're gonna get back up. That's what made it powerful. That's what made it, it give you hope. You know what I'm saying? Because you see him fall, you see this great hero fall and got to, and he even had a speech in this movie. He's like, I get scared too. I get this, that, and the third, but he always got back up and he kept fighting. You know what I'm saying? Just like the apostles going into, he got his ass beat and then his robots healed him with the power of the sun. You know what I'm saying? And then he was like 85% healed, but he still wanted to go back out there and fight. And that's how we are. We fighting injured. We just gotta, spitting out blood and ribs broke, you know what I'm saying? All that. But brothers still fighting through the pain. You know what I'm saying? We are Superman. Alright? Kyle, all power, all powerful, all power. That's what we are. And how are we that? It's through the Lord. Alright? Let me get this. Salakia. Alright. It says all things This is Philippians. This is Philippians 4:13. I can do all things through Mashiach, which strengthens me. All right. So that's what we, through the Spirit, probably Bashir Shah, we're able to do these things. We're able to get back, and that's some form of power. But in due time, the Lord's gonna give us those spiritual bodies. You know what I'm saying? And we're gonna be able to just be unstoppable, bro. And then we're gonna have the power of Superman. And the thing, like the elder was going into too. You had them scenes. I guess from what was it? Batman versus Superman. I ain't really watched that one. I watched clips of it, but it was a scene where Ishakar was grabbing on, while he's walking past. They was touching Superman. They was amazed. You know what I'm saying? They was wooed by just the sheer power of Superman. And that's how these people are gonna be. People gonna witness our power, man. All right, and they gonna be amazed, man. And even us, we gonna be amazed. Just the thought of the power the Lord's gonna give us is just it's low key. It's kind of frightening. To have the power to do these things, and it's like it's unimaginable, bro. But at the same time, it's just like it's 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 scary at the same time. Like if you, let's say if you like train for something, like I seen a video of this girl. She was a singer, or whatever. She was practicing, or she was like singing a song, and she like her voice did something that it never did before. Like it went higher or something, and she shocked herself. She was like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" You know what I'm saying? You hear your voice, and it kind of scares you. Like, "Whoa, that shit sounds good." You know what I'm saying? It's like, "Whoa," or you training, and then you see your cardio's, you got like fucking unstoppable cardio, or your punching power is getting stronger, and sometimes it can kind of scare you. You can amaze yourself, like, oh, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? You kind of scared. How much more with the truth, with the spiritual bodies? You know what I'm saying? You become so goddamn strong. You like Vegeta. If you watch Dragon Ball Super, the nigga, he was trying to make some eggs for the god, the god of destruction. I think his name was like Beerus or some shit. You know what I'm saying? And then he tried to make some eggs. He was so goddamn strong. He kept breaking the fucking egg. He was too damn strong. You know what I'm saying? Spider-Man, when he first got his powers, he didn't need his glasses no more. He was like, oh shit, the fuck? Nigga built and shit, man. It's gonna be glorious. But anyways, um, but yeah, man, and in this movie, like I said, a lot of people didn't like it. It was like a mixed review. Which them niggas that didn't like it, man, fuck all that. If you ain't watched this movie, watch it. It was a great movie, because people made a good point. I mean, I ain't really read the comments, but the comic books, but they said this Superman is more like the comic books. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what he was for. He was for, like, comic books. He was fighting for the immigration people. Like, but people were complaining about that too, because it was kind of like spiritual. It was kind of like symbolizing the Gaza and the so-called who's and shit like that. But that's what fucking Superman did in the actual comic books. Like, he was against racism and shit like that. Whatever the fuck. People was bitching about that, and they was bitching that he was getting his ass beaten. You know what I'm saying? All that bullshit. But this was a good movie. But pretty much, and people in the movie, he was saving everything. He was even saving squirrels and shit. That's the ideal Superman. Like, he gave people hope. You know what I'm saying? That's what we gonna do to these people. These people are gonna, when we get this power under Yahweh while Yahweh Shai, because of course Yahweh Shai, he's the ultimate Superman. You know what I'm saying? But he's also gonna give that power to us, Lord willing, and part of that number. And people are gonna look at us. They gonna have hope, man. They're gonna be like, man, this is a superhero. You know, this man saved us. We're gonna be saving. I know Elder Malcolm, he said he had a dream about, he saved like a whole, I think a whole building of believers. You know what I'm saying? from some Edomites, some racist ass Edomites. He saved them. You know what I'm saying? That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna heal people. We're gonna save certain brothers and sisters. You know what I mean? Esau gonna try to come up against us, and the Lord gonna give us spiritual powers. We're gonna be whooping people's asses, and it's gonna be like Ninja Turtles. We're gonna versus 4 people versus 50 men, and we just whooping all their asses, man. Because the Lord gonna give us spiritual powers. All right, and we're gonna give all the glory to Yahweh Shemel Shai. But these people, they gonna see our glory, man. This is Obadiah 1:21, and saviors shall come up on Mount Zion to judge the mount of Esau, and the kingdom shall be Yahweh's. Right? It says saviors, because the Lord is gonna have the 1/3, the elect. You know what I'm saying? We gon' hey man, the Lord gonna give us power, man. We're gonna be delivering people out of certain things, and the Lord, and these people they gonna see, man. They gonna be praising the Lord, and then once some of them might be mistaken. They be like, oh shit, well, oh, you're a god, what the fuck? And then what we gonna say? Nah, don't worship me, man. Hey, worship Yahweh, but Shai Shai, He gave me this power. Hey, through the Yahweh Shai of Nazareth, you know what I'm saying? The Lord had me do this. You know what I'm saying? Just like the apostles did in the ancient world. They gave glory to the Lord. This is Nehemiah 9:27. It says, therefore thou deliverest them into the hand of their enemies, talking about Israel, who vexed them. And in the time of their trouble, when they cried unto thee, thou heardest them from heaven. And according to thy manifold mercies, thou gavest them saviors, who saved them out of the hand of their enemies. You see? So that's what the Lord did, man. The Lord had raised up saviors throughout all different times of history. Moses, Aaron. Moses delivered. It says he led the children of Israel out as a flock. What's that scripture? All right. You had the times of judges. All right. Let me see. So Psalm 77:20, it says, thou leadest thy people like as a flock by the hand of Moses and Aaron. And that's what they did, man. They directed those people out of that land. You know what I'm saying? They put their lives in freedom on the line to deliver Israel out of Egypt. You got Judas Maccabees. You got, you know what I'm saying? You got like I said, the Book of Judges, Joshua, Caleb. You got all these different men that performed great miracles and signs and wonders and all these different things. They were saviors, man. All right, and the Lord's gonna do that again. This is Hebrews 11:32. And what shall I say? What shall I more say? For the time will fail me to tell of Gideon, of Barak, and of Samson, and Jephthah, and of David also, and Samuel of the prophets. Right. If you go, because we had a class about, we going through the whole Bible, right? And we was talking about the time of David and Goliath. That was a very heavy time. Because in the movies and shit like that, they don't really show you. They just show, okay, Goliath, he's just talking shit. But what was going on at that time? You had Jake that was fleeing cities, man, whole cities. They was getting the fuck up out of there. And the Philistines go up in there and steal the land, all that good stuff. They was still in certain lands of Israel. But Jake was fleeing, man. Jake was scared. Even the army, they would go down there and fight the Philistines, and I think they was in a valley, I believe. And then every time Goliath would come, then they would run. Everybody was scared, man. They was trying, hey, look, bring out your war. Bring out your greatest war. We're going to fight right here. Everybody was scared. Who stepped up to it, man? King David did. Okay? He saved the people. And then people was allowed to come back to their land, and people felt safe again. That's why it's good to go into his accounts, because it gives more in depth. Look, when you read these different stories, look what's going on at that time. What's going on around the world? You know what I mean? Don't just look at the story. Look what's happening. That story is deep, man. King David saved people, man. That's why he got so popular. Because he slew the fucking giant and won, bro. You know? And through the spirit, the Lord gonna do the same thing again, bro. The Lord gonna deliver us, and He gonna use, He gonna use His angels. He gonna use, and He gonna use certain of us. Certain brothers gonna get power. You see what I'm saying? And the Lord gonna have us do miracles and lift up a standard to save and then make sure brothers and sisters are safe. All right. And then it says what? Then they shall know who is my chosen. They can be like, oh man, hey man, you damn bro, I seen you did this, you did that. We had no food, we was starving, we was about to fucking die. You gave us food, you did this, you did that. Alright. Then they gonna acknowledge the Lord, man. Alright. And this scene right here, I think this is like one of my favorite scenes in this movie. Cause he saved a build. There was a whole building falling on about to fall on a bitch. And then she leaving in the car, she looking back. This nigga oil farming and shit, man. Just standing there, glorious. He made sure she was all right. All right. Look at that, man. People gonna look and see like, man, what the fuck? You gonna see Jake floating and shit, man. All right. Look at this scene. That scene. I think this is the other. I think this is either from. This might be from Batman and versus Superman or some shit. I don't know. I think it was like a flood or some shit, and they was looking out like, man, damn. Save me. You know. All right. But it says, verse 33, who through faith, see, it's all going to be through faith. It's not going to be because we strong and we just so, or from, no, it's through faith. Through faith, subdued kingdoms, wrought righteousness, obtained promises, stopped the mouth of lions, quenched the violence of fire, escaped the edge of the sword, out of weakness, were made strong, waxed violent and violent in fight, turned to fight the armies of the aliens. Women received their dead raised to life again, and others were tortured, not accepting deliverance that they might attain a better resurrection. All right. So that's just a track record of, or the legacy of the righteous men through faith doing great things, man. Doing great things in the earth. And the Lord gonna do that again. And hey, man, and all these different times, it wasn't just back to back to back to back. Because people like to talk shit like, oh, well, where's the miracles now? It's been thousands of years. God didn't. Why is it not like in the Bible? Well, in the Bible, sometimes it's gaps. Sometimes it was hundreds of years of gap. When Jake was in Egypt, it took 400 years and 430 years until Moses got them to be delivered. So they ain't really seen shit for 430 years. You know what I'm saying? And it's been a long fucking time since then, man. Since Yahweh Shai was on the scene and the disciples and stuff like that. So now the Lord gonna do it again, man. Ain't nothing new under the sun, bro. The Lord gonna do all kinds of miracles and all that again, but even greater, because Yahweh Shai said you're gonna do it even greater, because I will go to my Father. So who knows exactly, man? The Lord gonna do some crazy things, man. You gonna hear it and be like, what? You ain't gonna believe it. Like, what? How the fuck? Teleportation, all that shit, man. You know? And then the apostles going into the women. The women, they gonna be amazed, bro. They gonna be they gonna be they gonna be they gonna be so turned on and terrified at the same time, man. Cause these dumbass bitches be looking at these whack ass played out fuck niggas as drug dealers and shit. Like they got some type of power, man. Them niggas are effeminate. They ain't, you know, cause that's all they see in our so-called community. They look at them as masculinity. You know what I'm saying? But they're not. Even these people that so-called had an honest way, you know, ball playing niggas and rappers and shit. A lot of them sold out, so they fucking, even though they might be a little bit more masculine than drug dealing niggas, but they still weak as hell too, cause they sold out. They bent over. But us, we gonna get real power, man. Not just fucking a couple 100,000. We gonna have real fucking power. And they gonna see nothing but raw, sheer fucking masculinity. Alright? Godliness. It's gonna be more than just a man. It's gonna be God. It's gonna be something like God. It's gonna be godlike, man. It's gonna be more than just a man. Cause I don't know. Let me see. I'm pretty sure masculinity goes into man. All right. And if it does, that's a whole nother video right there. Let me see. Masculinity. What? Is that Westland? What the fuck you talking about? Masculinity. Quality, be masculine. Let me see. Yep. Belonging to the male, alright, gender of male sex. Right. You know, which we have, but it's gonna be far above masculinity. It's gonna be God, what word I'm looking for? It's gonna be godlike. Alright? A godlike of divine quality, like God, or God any respect. Divine. Which scripture says we're gonna have partakers of divine nature. Alright? You know, you look at the word God, it says supreme being, deity, you know, which of course Yahweh, he's the ultimate God. He's the God of gods. You know, he's the most high, you know, Yahweh Shai right under him. But we guys as well. And these people, they gonna see that, bro. That's why, bro, like the apostles going into these women, they gonna get right in and fucking line. Cause what exactly is gonna happen? Because you know what I'm saying? You think about 7 women taking hold of one man. Of course, I mean, I don't give a fuck. Of course, I can't wait for that. Because of pleasure, of course. Yes, yeah, I admit that. But it's more than that. Because what the fuck is going to happen with the world and with the men of the Lord to the point where 7 women, which is the number of completion. Some brothers might be 13. Some brothers might be 40. Some brothers might be just 2. Who cares? Having 2 women in this world is, and they both like agree that, oh, yeah, okay, we sister wives. That's a fucking miracle. So what the fuck is going to happen to the world and to the men of the world of the Lord to the point where these women is going to be okay? Then actually bring their friends and, hey, have my friend, please let her be safe too. What's going to happen? What is the Lord going to do to us for that to happen? You see? It's going to go far beyond masculinity being high value, man. Fuck all that shit. beyond that bullshit. We're gonna be godlike, man. Okay? We're gonna be fucking godlike. And that's the spirit too, because right before I watched that video, that elder, you know what I'm saying? I'm talking to my lady. She was, she said it in like a sarcastic way. But she's like, yeah. You gonna get the world and you gonna get two women at the same time. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I call her as Miss Jealousy, you know what I'm saying? Cause I don't care. Like, yeah. I was like, yeah, you damn right. Yeah. I am. I am gonna get the world. See, that was the spirit, bro. Like, I literally just talked to her before I just started watching that video. I didn't even know the apostle was gonna even mention that. But yeah, you're damn fucking right. And matter of fact, the only thing you said was wrong about that is two women, because I'm gonna get more than that. Way more than that. You know what I'm saying? And you just nah, alright. You gonna see it with your own fucking eyes. Alright? I already said it before in my last couple of videos. I had a dream that she brought me her friend, because I know her friend. I know a couple of her friends. You know what I'm saying? Little jabbies and shit. And I know her. I know both. I know at least two of her friends. You know what I'm saying? I know that she like the guy. You know what I'm saying? And I had a dream that she brought her to me. She's like, here you go. She surprised me. She's like, here you go. Go ahead. And she left the room and gave us our privacy and everything. And her friend was ready. She just opened her legs like, yeah, go ahead, come on. Yeah, come on. Yeah. Bro, the power we gonna fucking get, man. You understand that, bro? The power we gonna get is gonna be fucking, man, it's gonna be overwhelming, bro. We gonna be surprised. These people gonna be surprised, like, what the fuck? You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, that's the point, man. I might have to do another video on these little two words right quick. So, Lord willing, hopefully that was edifying. I'm gonna give all praises and glory to Yahweh, Bashim Yahshua, Bashim Hakadash. The balance to the process of GMS Rubel, and shalom to the faithful men continue doing the work of the Lord. Stop and say shalom.